What's going on, warriors? It's your boy, Lionheart, and um feels good, man. Look, we are not gonna waste time. We're gonna get into this. Matrix Resurrections official trailer 2, and it is 2 minutes and 49 seconds. I'm excited. What I want to say, after this trailer finishes, we are going to have an in-depth discussion about what we see, what we think is happening, what we understand from the other Matrix movies, and we're going to go from there. So, I hope you guys stick around after this reaction, and then we'll get into it. Like, we're going to go in depth. Oh, shit! Okay! So that guy is a new variation of Smith. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I thought that was just the architect, but just a different variation of him. But it's Smith. Holy moly, bro! You know what? That actually fills in a lot of the gaps that I had for my theory. Because I had a lot of theories going into, you know, this Matrix Resurrections that is coming. And I was going to do a video about it from the first trailer. But I thought to myself, I am theorizing way too much. So I didn't want to do a video about it, talking about it. But seeing that, and because The Matrix is going to come out in cinemas very, very soon, now's the time. Now we're going to talk. But I don't want it to seem like I am all-knowing, smarter than you, because I'm not. I just happen to have a very good source of information. And I have been watching The Matrix recently, right? And there is a lot going on. Like, you see these, they've all got like a lot of information. There's a lot of makings, a lot of featurettes in each of them, yeah? And I've been going in. Well, it's been a couple weeks. No, a while. Since I finished watching everything. But it was more of a refresher to understand things, yeah? So let's talk about Neo. Because I think there's some things we have to clear up first. Neo is not the one. Neo is the 7th. That's a very important aspect that I think we have to get clear. What makes this 7th version of Neo the one is the fact that he broke the cycle of Zion being reset, the Matrix being reset. This variation of Neo, the 7th version, broke that. What makes him so special is he chose Trinity over the human race. The machines gave Neo the option. Destroy us. In destroying us, not inserting yourself back into the Matrix, not resetting the Matrix, the system will crash. Everybody in the Matrix will die. Machines are at Zion's door. They're going to kill everybody inside Zion. The whole of humanity will die. Or reinsert yourself into the Matrix. You get to choose some people from Zion, from the Matrix. They will make Zion. They will find the one. The one will fight against the machines, find its way to the source, and you will get posed with this question again. And to save humanity, you are always going to choose to reinsert yourself into the Matrix, thus makes the cycle continue. But this Neo, he had the one element that the machines cannot understand. They cannot run a program or re-evaluate or replicate or understand love. The one thing that this Neo had that was so different was his love for Trinity conquered all. It overrid logic. And then he chose Trinity instead of saving everybody, broke the cycle. But what made it work again was the fact that Smith, the crazy virus that was wiping the entirety of the Matrix. So Neo said, I'm not going to reinsert myself, but what I will do is I want peace. I'll destroy or defeat Smith because he is your enemy and my enemy, and he's ravaging everything. So I can save the Matrix, save the humans, which basically saves you. And then the machines agreed to that, reinserted Neo back into the Matrix, well, put him back into the Matrix, and then that's when Neo went to fight against Smith, and then Neo was never going to beat Smith. Neo knew that, so he let Smith override him. But in doing that, he got to delete Smith from within. I feel like I'm going a little bit too fast, too far, too soon. Because there's a lot of things we need to go over. Alright. So, let's look at certain aspects of The Matrix. Which we saw in this trailer. Man, that trailer was godlike, bro. There's certain terms we have to look at. Which I kind of have understood. And you understand, because these are basics, from watching this. As many times as I have. Yeah. Deja vu. What is deja vu? Deja vu happens when there's a glitch in the Matrix and the machines change something. So there's a scenario, and we saw this happen where Trinity and Glitch, Morpheus, everybody got Neo and were getting Neo out of the Matrix. And also we saw this in the ending of Matrix Revolutions, in which Sati essentially got made, I don't know what happened, I don't know if she got made the admin of the Matrix, or she's in charge of the Matrix, and we saw the Black Cat, and then we saw the whole Matrix, like the whole ground that had been destroyed by the war between Neo and the main Smith. Everything got rewritten. Yeah, so we saw that. So that's important aspect to know about, you know, the concept of deja vu within the Matrix. Second, we got to remember Neo never died in the first place. Neo was only reinserted back into the Matrix. These are all important aspects going into this movie. Yeah. Another thing, which I've never really... I've watched it over and over again, and I can't seem to find the answer to this, man. Is Neo a machine? Or is he a program? Now, the thing is, we know programs can exist in the real world. Because, of course, humans that are in the Matrix, they have been modified to accept programs and, you know, the Matrix, you know, be inserted into the Matrix. And when we saw Smith put his program into Bane, right, one of the Resistance people, we could see that a program can copy itself onto a human being. in the real world. So it's not so far-fetched to think Neo is a program. I don't think Neo is a robot, right? Because he is a human being. I don't think he's a cyborg or a robot. I literally think he is either a clone human, or just, they're all modified, or a program, like a human being that has got like the Matrix programming on top of him, right? Because we know the Matrix, Neo was always meant to be the one. Thomas Anderson was always meant to be the one. No, yeah, Thomas Anderson, because that's the program. Neo is Neo. Because he was destined to be it, because the Matrix chose him to be the one. All the world's anomalies, errors, everything is in Neo. That is why he can do what he can do. He is the main hub. The culmination of all the glitches and things that the Matrix cannot fix in one person. It's better to have one Superman than to have multiple Superman running all over the place. Thus, the programming of Neo happened. So we know that. We already know that he's been programmed. But I'm saying, is he just a 100% program from the beginning? Because you look at Neo, right? And the more he becomes the one, it's like he becomes more emotionless, more robotic, right? Whereas you look at robots and programs, they are more, it seems like they were more passionate, more vibrant for life, and they were becoming more human as time was going on, where Neo was going in the absolute reverse. So that's what I'm trying to say, where I say, what is Neo? Is he a program? Is he a machine? What is he? We don't actually know, because they never answer that question. Well, they technically do when they say that he was programmed to be the one. But what is that programming? Is it just the errors, or is it a program? Did all those errors come together to make Neo? We don't know. We don't know, right? And yeah, what else is there? I think we can talk about Zion, yeah? Because Zion is another important aspect of the Matrix. Because Zion is kind of part of the Matrix. As in, the Matrix is a form of control, right? But Zion is a orchestrated Matrix in reality, because the whole idea of Zion is Neo for the people and Neo to get to the source and destroy the source, free humans. But that is when the architect tells Neo, that's not how this works, bro. You destroy us, you destroy all of humanity. You destroy every single person on planet Earth that is inserted into the Matrix. And then you doing that, we've also got machines that are actually knocking on Zion's door right now, and they're going to murder everybody in Zion. When that happens, everybody gets wiped out. You can save everybody by reinserting yourself back into Matrix. We reset the Matrix. You get to pick some people to be freed from the Matrix. They will make Zion. They will free people in the Matrix. They will find you. You will fight against the machines. You will end up in front of the source again. Reset the Matrix, and the loop continues. Right? So That's why I say Zion is a form of control. It's part of the Matrix. Because it is in reality, but the machines know it's there. They have orchestrated the whole scenario, right? Because it's all logical. The only illogical thing was Neo's love. And this is why Sati is such an important character in the whole of the Matrix, because she is the one program that is born from two programs out of love. Machines cannot understand love, but these programs have actually created something, a program, through love. That's why I think they've made her the administrator, or the one that's in control of the Matrix right now, because that is their attempt to try to understand love so that they can control humans, you know, in the next cycle, like the next reset that happens, right? So yeah, and we even saw in that trailer, Neo says, I remember this, I've been here before. Oh shit, bro, it's never happened before, because it has been a complete reset. And what happened this time was not a reset, because he is the one. Bro, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But let's get back on track. Let's get back on track, because I feel like we are onto a good thing here. Yeah. There was one thing that I do want to talk about, yeah, which was, you saw in the first trailer, Neo was in a bathtub, yeah, and it was something there was a rubber duck on his head, yeah, and he was just lying in the bath, just zoned out. That is godlike. I want to explain that. So anybody that is into programming will know what that meant, right? Rubber ducking is it's kind of like a programmer's term, right? Because when I was younger, I actually used to work in BT, yeah? I did LAN. And essentially, I wanted to get into technology and just computers and everything like that. And my way to get in was hardware. Before I could understand programming and software is easy, yeah? Because literally, it's not the DOS, the MS-DOS. It's nothing to do with that. It is all to do with what you see, like when you put Windows on, or you're in documents, or you're in a video game. That's the point where I said I can understand this. I was going in the wrong order. I should have started from the programming first, right? But I went from, plugging in a hard drive, understanding Ethernet cables, where you plug an Ethernet cable, how to test Ethernet cables, how to install programs, how to reinstall, how to completely wipe a computer, then reinstall a whole computer, restore a whole system, just understanding area networks, local area networks, LAN, and stuff like that. And in my spare time, I was doing trying to understand programming and coding and stuff like that. And rubber ducking is essentially when you have lines of code, text, and there's an error that is occurring that is not allowing the program to process properly. And you can't figure out why that is happening. But you've written the code. You've programmed everything correctly. Well, to your knowledge, you have. And you look at the lines of text, you can't see where the error is. So rubber ducking is when you talk to literally to a rubber duck, an inanimate object, right, that cannot reply to you, and it just stays there, and you can talk to it, and you are talking your way through your programming. You are essentially debugging your code by explaining it to the rubber duck. To this day, I'll be honest, I kind of rubber duck. Yeah. Scenarios, understanding certain situations, when I'm writing stuff, when I'm doing work, and it allows me to find my errors. I'll give you another example. Sometimes you can write an essay or lots of text, and there's going to be grammatical errors, there's going to be wording errors, there's going to be mistakes that you've made. You can read that whole text and you are not going to be able to find the error, because your brain knows what you want to write. It knows what you want to say. You can read through all the text, but there's going to be a certain line or a number of lines where the order of the words is wrong, or words are missing, or context is, written in such a discombobulated way, but you know what it's meant to say, so you are seeing what you want to see. It's almost like a form of dyslexia. Well, it is dyslexia, but you know what I'm trying to say. Code is the same, because you know what it's meant to see, so sometimes you are seeing what you want to see. But when you rubber duck, you explain something to a rubber duck or an object, your whole code, word by word, code by code, the whole program, and in doing that, you are explaining it to yourself, and oh, wait a second. Then you check your code, and then you look at it at a certain particular part. That's where the mistake is. That's rubber ducking. Now, you see Neo in a bath, talking with a rubber duck on his head, trying to understand. He knows something is wrong, but he can't figure it out. What's the problem? Why do I feel like this? He's in the Matrix. He knows something isn't right, but he can't figure out what. So he's debugging the whole scenario, talking to the rubber duck on his head. That is godlike. The layers, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Matrix is godlike, bro. Like, that trailer, the first trailer, there are so many layers in that trailer that you will not actually understand unless you are familiar with a certain thing. There's a lot of things in there that I still don't understand because I'm not familiar with certain religious terms or certain, I don't know, revelations of the world or physics. So there's certain things that I'm not going to understand, but somebody who knows about religion is going to understand what that means. There's somebody that's going to know something about physics and science that is going to see something and they're going to get it. Just something like that rubber duck thing. I understand it because I know what rubber ducking is, you know. And another thing that is cool about that is, fun fact, in Matrix, Neo is a hacker by night, but by daytime he is actually a programmer, and he works for a software company. This is all the way back in Matrix 1. He worked for a software company called Meta Cortex. Come on, bro. Cerebral cortex, the meta of understanding things. The meta as in the metaverse. Bro, this was all the way back in 1999, bro. How far ahead were these guys thinking, bro? Mate, that's what I'm trying to say about the Matrix, bro. The Wachowskis were thinking quite far ahead, man. And I think that there was a lot of aspects about the world that was way too advanced for us back in the day. Because you got to remember, back in the day, when the Matrix came out, most of us were still in school, bro. Most of us that are where we are right now, right? We were still in school, bro. We're either in primary school or secondary school, or stuff like that. So there were certain things we would never be able to understand. As you watch The Matrix now, there are some things that are so blatant that you're like, how did I not know this? How could I not see that? You can't know because you don't understand. And one that doesn't understand can't know. That's why The Matrix is so godlike, man. And there is another thing as well, of what I see in The Matrix, especially from the first trailer. I think that lady that you see with glasses, the big glasses, she looks like she's wearing the Oracle's glasses. That is Sati, right? The girl that was born from the two programs. Because they were, remember, in the Matrix, they were in the train station, right? I think in limbo. And they were trying to get the parents, the two programs were trying to get the child, Sati, to safety. They were trying to get her out of the Matrix where the programs can get to her. Because in the Matrix, any program that doesn't serve a purpose gets deleted. Sati's not meant to exist because she came about from a forbidden aspect that machines cannot understand, as I said, called love. Right? So that's why I think she might be Sati, man. And Sati basically controls the Matrix. We know she controls the Matrix because the end of Matrix Revolutions, after the Matrix got reset, the Oracle came to Sati and said, "Did you do that?" And she said, "Yeah, I made that special sunset. I did it for Neo." So it shows that she's become really powerful, and the machines have allowed her to become a custodian of the Matrix until they can find out a new way to control humans. I don't know, bro. But yeah, so that's one thing I saw there. And what else was there? There's some things I want to talk about. The part where you saw Neo, the very beginning of the first trailer for The Matrix Resurrections. They showed a house and an area that looked purposefully with basic bad CG to show that it is a Matrix. And then there was a guy in there that was wearing blue glasses. So Neo has got a therapist, a shrink. Most people in America do. That is a form of control. So if Neo has any type of thoughts about breaking free of the Matrix or questioning reality, he's going to talk to the shrink about it. And the shrink, wearing the blue glasses, anything that is got blue is a problem. It is part of the machines. That is what I believe. That's why you see that girl. There's like a girl and she's doing like bare cool shit, man. And she's one that led Neo. She said, and she had the white rabbit on her shoulder. Yeah. Which is the machines. It's the machines' way of trying to trick Neo. The reason I say that is because she got blue hair. The blue pill. That is such a blatant red flag, right? Because she got blue hair. Anything that has got blue is essentially a form of control trying to keep you in the Matrix. and they can't steer Neo off his course. So what they could do is try to steer him in the direction of a chain of events that they know has happened before. So they could try to direct him to the actual conclusion that they want him to get to, which is the source, the decision to reinsert, restart, pick members of Zion, find Neo, free him, and the loop keeps on continuing. It's godlike stuff, man. Right? So that's why I think that they're doing that. So a lot of the events of the Matrix is redoing itself. But there is an element that I think the Matrix, the robots, the machines, have overwritten certain aspects of the original story in order to make Neo more controllable. And one of those is Morpheus. Because back in the day, there was a set of video games called Enter the Matrix, and they were connected to the film. The films, they were. There was even movie cutscenes in those games that directly connected to the Matrix, because there were some characters that got introduced into I think it was Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions that actually first appeared in the game Enter the Matrix. So the game is actually lore, and in the game Morpheus gets killed. That would explain why Morpheus looks different, because they have to replace Morpheus. Morpheus is a key component to controlling the narrative of Neo's life. So that's why I think this new Morpheus that we see is a machine version of Morpheus. But Morpheus just doesn't know. Maybe he is a programmed version of Morpheus. We don't know. Same thing like Trinity. We see Trinity, like when she was shouting, you could see there was an avatar on top of Trinity. There was like two different versions of Trinity. Well, it looked like four versions of Trinity, but it was actually two versions of the Trinity that we know, and then another two versions of the avatar of Trinity, right? So it's like the Matrix is trying to keep the simulation of the 7th version of the Matrix going, no, the 8th version, because it's the 8th version, the 8th reset, going for as long as possible, because they're in uncharted territory, because this is the first time that the Matrix has been reset on this version of Neo. That is the one. Even though he's the 7th version of Neo that is reset, he is the first version of Neo that chose love over saving humanity. And they currently have got Sati, who's in control of the Matrix, and she is an element that they do not understand. And also, there is one of the key aspects of this new Matrix is humans can leave the Matrix. If they can break free of the reality, they can actually leave the Matrix and go to Zion. They're not forced to stay in the Matrix. That was another thing, because, you know, when Neo said peace, that's what I want. I want peace. I want to see if there's a way that we can coexist together, right? So yeah, that's kind of, you know, where I am with Sati. What I think that woman, that's why I think that woman that we saw is Sati, right? And her significance in the whole story. Man, I'm excited, bro. I want to see what's gonna happen, man. You know, and what else is there? Yes, we explain why we think that the events of the Matrix is almost like it's a mirror image, which we could see from that trailer. Because when he was fighting the new variation, the new version of Smith, he said, I do know Kung Fu. I remember this. Bro, stop it. Cut that out, man. And then he said, I got to believe in Trinity. Bro, they are going too far, bro. I hope they're making Trinity more. Like she has more of a role. Man, this is going to be exciting to see, man. And it's not long, man. Less than 20 days away. Today's the 6th of December. Yeah. And I think The Matrix comes out the 22nd of December. I'm not going to go cinema to watch it. So, I'm going to have to figure out something. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Because HBO Max is not in the UK. I hope they can do it like they did Godzilla. Because Godzilla, you could actually watch Godzilla on Amazon Prime. That was how I got past it. Yeah, or I think you could watch it on Sky. But it was pay-per-view. I'll do that. Because I'm not going to go cinema, but I want to support The Matrix. So yeah, I mean, kind of that's everything really. That's really all my thoughts about The Matrix and what is going on. But my mind is blown when we saw Smith. That is Smith. I thought he was the architect from the first trailer. But he's not. I'm so excited, dude. I need to watch that trailer over again. Because, yeah, I think I might need to watch that over again. So yeah, that's my revelations about The Matrix. What do you think about my theories? Some of what I was saying is actually accurate because I'm going off knowledge, not theories, right? But the stuff that I was saying about the new Matrix, that's coming, that's theory, but it's based off what I have learned from Matrix. But the main thing that I am still confused about is Neo a machine or is Neo a program? This is the main thing that they have to answer this definitively, because they haven't answered that question. And I've watched Matrix over and over and over again. When I first got The Matrix on DVD, I watched that movie. Can't even tell you how many times I've watched that movie. Since I've got the Blu-ray version, which I got that years ago, I have watched The Matrix, I'd say at least 18, at least 20 times. I don't even know when I got this. There's no date on it. I think 2008? Because it says 2008 on the box. I don't think I've had it that long. But anyway. So yeah. Do you know the answer? Is Neo a machine? Or a program? What is Neo? And the thing is, we've already talked about the fact that the machines have programmed him to be the one. But we don't know what that programming means. I'm talking about, is he a program? Like the way Smith imprinted himself onto Bane. That's what I mean. Is he a complete computer program generated by the machines? This is what I want to know. This is my main source of confusion when it comes to Neo and him being the one. It's felt very good to get all of this off my chest, because I've never done a video talking so, so much about my thoughts about the Matrix and my theories about what the Matrix is and what Neo, Trinity, Morpheus, and especially since seeing this new trailer are. So Warriors, please, I love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. You know what I'm like, I'm always reading, I'm always replying. I want to have a beautiful line of communication, dialogue with you guys. And hey man, we can get into it. We could get into it. So if there's anything that I've missed, because look, I'll be honest with you, I'm not the most researched person that does videos. So there might be information that I don't know about, right? They might have already said who certain characters are. Maybe the fact that that was the new Smith is not a surprise. Maybe people already know that. If that's the case, let me know. Yeah. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. Yeah. There was one thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Because another reason why I thought Neo Wisdom is a program is because he could control, his powers wasn't just limited to the real world and to the Matrix. He actually had powers in the real world. But it wasn't like he could fly or he had superhuman strength. We could see that when he had to fight with Smith in the real world, Bane, that got taken over by Smith. Yeah. His power manifested in the fact that he could see Smith's consciousness inside of Bane, and he could control or shut down the machines in the real world. And that's the reason I say, is he a program? Because he didn't have supernatural powers. His power was limited to he could control and or shut down machines. Yeah. So, Warriors, please, comment section, let's talk about it. And I think I'm going to be doing quite a few videos over Christmas. Might do a hangout section, you know, where we just chill out and chat it up. I may do a live version of this where we have like a nice talk about the Matrix. We don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of videos from now to Christmas. And yeah, we're going to have a good time, Warriors. So until then, take care, stay blessed. Thank you for watching. And take care of yourselves, man. Laters.